Good morning, everyone. Today we're heading straight to Universal. Universal is closed today. There was a fire last night in the Hollywood Hills. We're basically treating this update like a COVID update. Through 2020, obviously Universal was closed. We would have to do our updates outside of Universal. Obviously we couldn't get into City Walk or the park itself. If you guys didn't watch me over COVID, this is new to you. It's kind of weird that the park is closed. It's operated every single day, but obviously due to the horrible air quality outside, the AQI is showing 285 right now in my car. They had to close the park. They can't have team members out in this weather. They can't have guests out. It's kind of inhumane if they left the park open. So I understand why the park is closed in this condition. For me, this was a really rough night. We live about 3 miles away from the fire, so seeing all of this go down is really scary. We had a lot of family evacuate from the Glendale area. Luckily, those evacuations in Hollywood went down. Right now, the air quality is actually horrible. I keep sneezing just because of how many ashes are outside. I'm in Burbank, so we don't necessarily have a fire here, but we're surrounded by fires. There's one in the Hollywood Hills, which is almost completely contained right now. I think it's only 30 acres wide. We have the Palisades fire behind us, closer to the Malibu area. And then we also have another fire in Sylmar, which is to the left of us, and an additional fire, which we thought it was going to reach Burbank, but the wind stopped luckily in the Glendale, Pasadena area. So like all four corners of Burbank are surrounded by fire, and we're just like in the middle of it all. So you could imagine how bad the air quality is right now. I brought an N95 mask. So I don't really inhale anything when I'm closer to the Hollywood fire by Universal. I'm also a little stuffy right now, so I apologize if like some of my words are slurred. Just being outside is rough right now. Everything that's happening right now is really sad. We're seeing lots of homes getting destroyed. The wind was pointing in the opposing direction of Universal. It was going more towards houses rather than the park, which I would rather have the park burned down than the houses, because people would lose homes. So I would rather that fire be at the park than at the homes. What's more important, a theme park or houses? Luckily they dropped all the evacuations. There was very minimal house damage in that border of where the fire was in Hollywood. It contained most of the fire around houses. Now, there's still a little bit of a fire going on, and as we get closer to Universal right now, you'll be able to see that. You could just see how foggy it is outside. I can see the ashes rolling off the hood of my car. Universal is just straight ahead. I'm excited to see what our view is of the park from everywhere around Universal. Right now, traffic isn't too bad, but there's a surprising amount of people that are out right now. It's weird, it's 10 in the morning as well, so everyone that needs to be in work is probably already at work. Alright, here we are getting closer to Universal. Street light is out over here, so it's gonna act like a stop sign here, let these cars pass. The wind affected a lot of power lines yesterday, or was it the day before? I'm losing track of days now, but yesterday or the day before, the winds were so strong that we didn't have power for 5 hours, from like 7 in the morning to 12 p.m. Power lines around here are clearly down, so none of the street lights are on. I think Universal is on a separate grid though, so I don't know if anything was affected at Universal. I don't think there's a power outage, but we're about to find out. We're supposed to treat this as a stop sign as people just go through the intersection. Universal has a sign out. It says Universal Studios Hollywood and Universal City Walk are closed. We're gonna try to drive up and see what we could see. I think there are still people that are staying at the Sheraton and the Hilton. So, I mean, we'll see right now. Some parking attendants out right now. I'm surprised they actually are allowing these team members to work. I heard that they were calling ride ops to cycle some of the rides while all of this is going on. I don't think that's the best call by Universal. So let's drive a little slower here. It's a little foggy here. It's not actually horrible. You can see construction workers are still out working on the Fast and Furious ride. So that's so crazy. Let's see what's going on here. He's asking me to stop. Yeah, this is all. All right, he didn't say anything to me. All right, I think we're gonna be turned around here though. Yeah. Okay, so you can see that parking attendants were or had to come into work. All of this is empty. This is giving a lot of COVID vibes for me right now. They actually didn't have any parking attendants out during COVID, but what they did have out was a few like cop cars. I don't think they were even real cop cars, to be honest. They had those parked in front of the parking entrance. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything here at Universal is affected. But you can see Super Nintendo World is moving. Some of the animations are moving right now. The coins on top, see, those are spinning. I didn't even know this, but there's a Tesla charger right up here, so I can actually stop and charge if I had to. I charged yesterday. The charging situation was horrible yesterday. I don't know if you could see this on camera, but there's a lot of ashes flying around. This is like no condition for anyone to be here right now. I'm surprised that Universal got people to come into work today, and I hope those people are being compensated fairly, because this is no condition to be outside. I was really hoping for a nice view into the park, but I totally forgot they built this Universal campus, and that kind of blocks our view into Super Nintendo. So we're gonna actually go up a different route right now, but this was our normal COVID route. We would come up here to the Sheraton and watch the construction of Nintendo World from here, since we weren't able to go inside of the theme park. Obviously, we don't have that great of a view anymore into the park, but we could see a little bit of Fast and Furious construction from here. It's like the back half of the project. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna get out of this spot. I was filming most of this vlog with the Osmo Pocket. I was doing that because, as you can see, my camera in the front shattered, so you see all these like weird reflections when I have it on the front facing camera. But yeah, the air is really bad, even through the mask. It smelled so bad. I think right now we're gonna have to take a right and then go up to Hollywood. I kind of forgot how to get there from here. I'm gonna take a right at this light, past the Hilton, and see where that takes us. All right, let's see. The power over here just went back on. You can see some damages from the wind on these trees. I think there used to be a restaurant here, right? Was it here or on the hillside? I think there was like a Japanese or a Chinese restaurant here around this area, and they don't use this parking lot anymore. This is the Kong parking lot. This has been inactive for like at least 6 years. Last time they used it was a drop-off zone for Halloween Horror Nights in 2019, I believe. It's been a while. So the fire is actually on this side of Universal, right behind this mountain. And you could see that there's some heavy smoke over here. I'm actually not gonna take off my mask at all. This is crazy. They lifted the evacuation order, so people are able to go back to their houses. All right, bye Universal for now. We're gonna try to find another way to get a view into the park. I always found it so funny that these signs, these advertising signs, always advertise either Disney or Knott's Berry Farm right as people leave Universal. That's so shady. That's very shady. I actually don't know the reason behind this. I don't know if the parks are trying to support each other or what it is, but if they're not trying to support each other, this seems very shady of both Knott's and Disney. I have a lot to say about Disney because I'm very disappointed with the company right now. I pay for an Inspire Magic Key, which is the highest annual pass at Disneyland, and I just can't go. I literally can't go. So I think that'll be a video for another day. Here's another view of Universal right now from afar. I was actually hoping that we could get into City Walk. I understand City Walk's not open, but I thought we would actually be able to go into the parking lot or something and see City Walk. We're not able to do that. It's kind of hard to see from here, but that's Fast and Furious Supercharged right there. Here is the War of the Worlds set. Right there, you could see a little bit into City Walk as well. But that definitely wraps up today's video here at Universal, I guess. Kind of sad seeing the park closed once again. We'll be back as soon as it reopens. I'm JP, and how they say in the movies, that's a wrap. I'll see you guys in the next one.